Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 8 English lesson on homophones. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts, grade 8, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of homophones. All right, so our chapter is homophones. Our subject is English Language Arts. We're doing grade 8. And then the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of homophones is to use the correct homophone. All right. So homophones, right? Homophones are words that sounds the same, but they have different spelling and the meanings are different. So once again, we say homophones. It is words that sounds the same, but they have different spelling and different meanings. So the spelling is different as well as the meaning is different, but the word is the same. And if we look at the few examples, right, of homophones, then it says, my friends and I buy lunch at school. So here we have the first word buy, which is B-U-Y. And that word buy, right? It means to pay for something. You pay for something and you get your goods. You pay for something and you get your product or whatever that you're buying. Then we have another word, which is then we all eat together by the big tree. So there we have another word by. So and as you can see, the word sounds the same. By and by. But so far you can see that the spellings are different. And if we look at the meaning of this word by, which is B-Y, it means near. So that means near. And then the last one we'll say, we say bye to each other when we ring, when the bell rings. So bye. And this word bye is short for goodbye. And if we look at all three of these words, we have buy, and buy. All three of the words, they sound the same, but the spelling of the words as well as the meanings of the words are different. So basically, homophones are words that sound the same, but the spelling of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. So it's words that sounds the same, but the spelling of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. And we're going to look at a few more homophones, right? Of how the spelling of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. All right. So if we look at a few homophones, look at the word made. So the word made, look at the word made. Here we have a word made, and here we have a word made. If you look at both of those words, what do you think are the difference in meanings of those two words? Made and made. What is the difference in meanings of those two words? And if we look at the word made, right? The first word made, it's like when you're making something, it's to create something. So it's like you make something or you create something. And the second word made, right? So the first word is to create or to make something. And the second word made is a person or a woman who basically works in your house. They're maybe doing the cleaning, the ironing, and just, she's working in the house. Then the next word we have is meat. Look at the word meat and look at the word meat. Look at the spellings of the words are different. Meat and meat. And the first word meet, which is meat, that word meat, it's basically, if, let's say, the animal that we eat, the flesh of the animal inside of the animal that we eat, right? So it's the food that we eat, or the flesh of the animal that we eat. And in this word meat, it's where you are meeting up with someone, you're coming together. So that is meat. Then we look at the next word, pair. Pair, there we have that word pair. And we have, is it now pair and pair? And we have this word pair. So if we look at the first word pair, that first word pair, it means that it is basically a set of two people, two things. Can be either two things, two people. That's a pair. And then the second word pair, which is PARE, it's like where we are cutting off the outer layer of something. We're cutting off the outer layer. And then the other word pear, this is a fruit. This pear is a fruit that we eat. So as you can see so far, right, we have different words that sounds the same. Like for example, meat, made and made sounds the same, but the spellings are different as well as the meaning of the word. Meat and meat, it sounds the same, but the spelling of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. And here we even have three different words also of the word pear, right? That sounds the same, but the spellings of the word as well as the meanings of these words are different. Here we have another word. We have bored, and I'm bored. And if we look at that word, right, bored, the first word bored, this is like a piece of wood that you can do something on. And the second word bored, right, it's like where you are not interested in something. It's like I'm tired, I'm not interested. You're not even listening. And then we have another one, which is die and die. These are words. I'm not going to go with the meaning. We have sea, which is the ocean. And see, when you see something, you look at something, you watch something. We have its, and this is also something that somebody always gets wrong. The difference between its and its. This is it is a contraction, and this is possessive. It's not plural. And then lastly, one more. We have bow and we have bow. So these are but a few examples of homophones, right? It is words, different words that sounds the same, but the spelling of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. Sometimes you'll get a word that sounds the same, that are spelled the same way, but the meaning are different. The meaning is different. Like for example, sail and sail. The word sounds the same. It is spelled the same, but the meaning is different. Because the first word sail means something that is sold, or to sell something, right? All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca and we're going to use the correct homophone. And remember, we said homophones are words that sounds the same, but the spelling of the word is different as well as the meanings of the words are different. Yet says we need to correct the sentence with the correct homophone. And it says we need to over the fence, and you will be surprised by how well tended the garden on the other side is. We must over the fence. I'm going to give you the two words. Do we say it is, oopsie. Do we say it is peek over the fence or peek over the fence? Which one is correct? Peek over the fence or peek over the fence. And if we were to choose the correct answer, then we will say peek over the fence. It's like look over the fence. And you will be surprised by how well tended the garden on the other side is. So peek, it's Peek. It says a reporter asked Chinese speed skater Meng Wang how it felt to win her first Olympic. Do we say the first Olympic medal or medal at the Turin Games? So we need to say a reporter asked Chinese speed skater Ming Wang how it felt to win her first Olympic medal at the Turin Games. We need to complete the sentence with the correct homophone. And if we were to choose the correct answer, we will say it is medal, right? So gold medal. So a reporter asked Chinese speed skater Ming Wang how it felt to win her first Olympic medal at the Turin Games. And the last one before we go to our test, it says when the wind changed, Aaron expertly adjusted the sail in order to keep his boat on. Do we say on course or do we say on course? Which one is correct? So course or course, which one is correct? And if we were to choose the correct option, course. So when the wind changed, Aaron expertly adjusted the sail in order to keep his boat on course. So course, Course, is correct. All right, so now we're going to our test, right? Where we are going to use the correct homophones. And remember, homophones are words that sounds the same, but the spelling of the words and the meaning of the words are different. So it's words that sounds the same, but the spelling of the words as well as the meaning of the words are different. Do we say option one or option two? Peek over this fence and you will be surprised by how well tended the garden on the other side is. So, do we say option one, peek, Peek, or option two, Peek, peek over the fence? And you will be surprised by how well tended the garden on the other side is. And if we were to choose the correct option, we will say peek, Peek, peek. It's like to look over. The next one says, in October, the leaves will die and fall to the ground, exposing the tree's thin silver branches. So, die, is it the first option, DIE, or is it option two, DYE? Which one is correct? So in October, the leaves will die and fall to the ground, exposing the tree's thin silver branches. So we need to choose the correct option. The correct home phone is a DIE for die option one or DYE for die option two. And if we were to choose the correct option, we will say it will die. Because the second word die is the color. It says, given that there were more than 100 guests at the wedding, how many how many presents do you think Lila and Andrew have received? So, given that there were more than 100 guests at the wedding, how many presents do you think Lila and Andrew have received? So, presents, is it option one, presence, presents, or is it option two, presents, presents? So, presents, which one is correct? And it says, given that there were way more than 100 guests at the wedding, how many presents do you think Lila and Andrew have received? Because that other word presents is like, you being here. It's like, you surround your presence. The next one says, when is the next membership payment for the community pool? Due, due, or due? Option one, option two, option three. So when is the next membership payment for the community pool due? DUE. Dr. Casey has patients whom she has been treating for more than 20 years. So Dr. Casey has patients whom she has been treating for more than 20 years. Patients, patients, or patience, patients. And we can say Dr. Casey has patients whom she has been treating for more than 20 years. The other word, patience, is like saying, oh, like you have patience, you're not in a hurry. So when the wind changed, Aaron expertly adjusted the sail in order to keep his boat on course. Is it course option one or course option two? And if we were to choose the correct option, we would say when the wind changed, Aaron expertly adjusted the sail in order to keep his boat on course, which is the second option, course. Coure. Course. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on homophones. Said homophones are words with the same sound, but the spelling of the word as well as the meanings of the words are different. And we made a few examples of homophones where the words are sounds the same, but the spellings as well as the meanings are different. We can also find a word that sounds the same or that is spelled the same way, but the meanings are different. All right, so this is the end of our lesson on homophones. Thank you very much for joining the class, and I really hope that you're going to have a good day further. So till next time, goodbye.